Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you everybody for calling in. This is the Property Payoff First Time Home Buyer Tips call in. So thank you so very much for joining today. And what we're discussing, or what I'm going to be discussing with you all today, is tips for first time home buyers. I've had a few people ask me about um, is it a good time to buy, especially now that the COVID-19 pandemic is upon us. What do I need to know as a first time home buyer? Are there programs for me as a first time home buyer? Will I be able to afford purchasing a home as a first time home buyer? How do I know if I'm able to afford purchasing a home? So I'm just going to share with you all some quick tips. Thank you to everyone who was able to join the call today. I'll be doing more of these in the future, doing some with my husband and business partner, Arvell Henderson, who's also a realtor, doing some by myself, and just to offer some information for you all. I know that sometimes you're not really ready to make that step and contact me or contact another realtor. You're not ready to make that step to have your credit run, and you just need like some base information, right? So here we go. Your first step is going to be to find a realtor. You have to get with a realtor so that you can start the process. Okay, you want to find a realtor that fits your needs. If it's me, great. If you want to work with me, the Empower Realtor, I would love to work with you and help you find a home, help you start building generational wealth. I am a homeowner myself, so I know the process from both sides, from both perspectives, right? I know the process being a home buyer. I purchased my home about 9 years ago. I know the process as a realtor now that I'm a fully licensed realtor, right? I know the types of questions that you will be asking, and I pride myself on answering those questions before you even ask them. I also know that as a first time home buyer, you really don't know all the questions you should be asking, whether it's about the process or when we go view and tour a home. There may be some things that you're not considering, you're not thinking about, you never even thought would be an issue or something that you need to pay extra close attention to. And that's what I'm here for. No matter what realtor you choose, make sure it's someone who fits your needs, and make sure that you're comfortable with that person, with that realtor, with that professional, and you're able to get your questions answered. All right. Number two, first time home buyer tip number two, get pre-approved for a home loan. Now, if you found a great realtor, then they're likely going to have a great referral for you as far as getting you connected with the loan officer. I have a few loan officers that I work with, and I would be happy to refer you to them. All right. So the importance of getting pre-approved, you can't do anything without getting pre-approved. You can't shop for a house. You can't start looking for houses. You're not going to know how much of a house you can afford. You're not going to know what your budget is until you get pre-approved. And this is where a lot of people pause, because they're not really sure what their credit is like. I ask people all the time, well, what's your credit? Oh, well, I don't know. My credit should be good. I think I have a good credit score. I'm really not sure. You know what? I have a few things out, on my credit. I need to clean up my credit a little bit. And there are two things. So number one, most people are surprised that they're able to afford a home credit wise right now. Some of us think, man, you know what? I have that car loan. I have this and that on my credit. I can't afford no home. I need to clean that up first. And then what happens? You put it in the back of your head. You say you're going to work on it. 6 months pass. You've paid off one or two of your debts, but you haven't really worked out everything you said you wanted to work on. And you're still in the same position. You're not really sure if your credit is good enough to get a home. The second scenario is maybe you know that you have good credit, but your debt to income ratio isn't what it should be. Or maybe you don't have there's good credit and bad credit, right? And then there's no credit. So you don't know exactly what situation you're in, but you just know, I don't have a lot of things on credit. That was my situation. I have never had a credit card. And before purchasing my first car and before purchasing my home, I had never financed anything. So it wasn't that I had good or bad credit. I didn't have any credit. So you want to know what your credit situation is so that you know where you need to start. The lenders that I refer you to are going to be able to tell you what debt, if any, you need to pay off or pay down. They're going to let you know, of course, what your credit scores are. There are going to be 3 different credit scores. And if you're ready to buy a home or not right now. And they're going to let you know what you qualify for, how much house you can afford, right? They're going to tell you, oh, you're pre-approved for $250,000. You're pre-approved for $350,000. You're pre-approved for $600,000. They're going to take a look at your income. They're going to take a look at your credit. They're going to take a look at all of these things to see what you are pre-approved for, right? Now, a lot of people have been asking about credit scores. COVID-19 has hit, so I know a lot of things have changed. My lenders are telling me that for some programs, you need at least a 680. I just talked to another lender yesterday that said he has some programs that can get people in with a credit score as low of 620, but it all depends on what your specific situation is. So the best thing that you can do for yourself, if you're planning on becoming a homeowner, if you want to buy a home, is to get with the lender and get your credit run and find out what you need to do to your credit, if anything, to get it ready so that you can go ahead and make a home purchase. All right. So first time home buyer tip number 3, organize your finances and continue to save. Now, the lender that you go to should be able to let you know what debt you need to pay off, if any, what your credit score is at, what it needs to be at, and give you a solid plan in a timeline on how long it should take you to get your credit to where it needs to be if it's not already there. Okay. And then once you do that, you don't want to open any more lines of credit. What you want to do is save, 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 save. And if you're one of those people that's still hesitant right now, you're not sure if you want to buy a home, you know it's in your future, it's on your goal list, right? But you're like, I don't know if I want to do it right now. You need to be saving every piece of money that you can, because there are certain things that we're going to talk about in a moment that you need to be prepared to pay for when you go into the home buying process. All right. For instance, you may or may not need a down payment, but it's always better to have money saved than to not have money saved. Okay. So save as much money as you can, because you need money to purchase a home. And when you get in that home, you want to be able to furnish the home and do things to it to make it actually feel like home to you. Right. You don't want to be strained on money when you move in. You spent all your money on the down payment and the fees and all of this stuff. So now you moved into a brand spanking new home and you can't buy a couch. Go ahead and save, save, save. You'll be surprised that, a lot of us can live on much less than we think we can. First time home buyer tip number 4. Work with your realtor to find your home and make an offer. Okay. So finding a home is the easiest part of this whole process. It's the easiest part. Sometimes clients, they put too much stress on themselves and they make it harder than it needs to be. All you need to do is find a home that you love, make an offer. And if your offer gets accepted, you're going to open escrow. You're in there. All right. Now, I want to say this to everyone who is joining this call right now. So if you do find a home that you like, don't hesitate. If you really like the home, if you love the home, if you're like, man, I can see myself sitting in quarantine in this home, or I can see myself raising children in this home, I can see myself having a fun girls' night in this home, you want to make an offer. Because remember this, while you're looking for a home to purchase, other people are also looking for a home to purchase. You're not the only one out here that knows that that home is for sale. You're not the only one out here that has gone to see that home and fallen in love with it. Okay. So make sure that you're quick with it, and when you like something and you like it, you're ready to make an offer on it. The other thing is, you're not going to find the perfect home. It's very rare. I'll say that. I've had a few clients that are like, man, this is exactly what I was looking for. It has everything that was on my list. And then I have other clients who've had to change their list a little bit, so every home is different. Unless you have a little larger budget and you're planning on doing some renovations when you move into the home, you may not be able to change the landscape of the home, the blueprint of the home. You may not be able to make the bathroom larger or the kitchen larger. Maybe you want a brand new kitchen. Maybe you want wood floors. Some of those things are give and take. Okay, depending on the neighborhood you're looking in, depending on your price range, very important, depending on your price range, and depending on what style of home you want. So be prepared to negotiate on some of the things with yourself, not with the seller, but with yourself. If you find a home that is exactly what you're looking for and it has carpet, know that carpet is something that can be changed. You can take out the carpet and put in hardwood floors if you want. The seller is trying to get rid of the home. It's very rare that a seller is going to make major renovations to a home or major changes or improvements to a home that they're trying to get rid of. So just know you can take that carpet out and put hardwood in. You can paint the color, the walls a different color. You can paint the cabinets in the kitchen. You can change the cabinets in the kitchen if you'd like. You can get a new stove. All right. You can change the faucets and things like that. So don't let that be a deal breaker for you. Okay. Number 5, our last tip for today is once you make your offer, once your offer is accepted, be prepared to pay an earnest money deposit, which we often refer to as an EMD, the inspection fee, and the appraisal fees immediately. Okay, this is very important. Many people don't know this, and I'm glad that I'm a realtor because I can share this with you. I experienced it when I went through my home buying process as well. When you purchase a home, right? You get a home loan from a lender, from the bank. They say, yes, Kiona, we're going to loan you $350,000 so that you can purchase a home. Your credit looks good. You have money saved. You have money in the bank. You've shown proof of employment for at least 2 years. You have a great credit score. We're going to loan you $350,000 to purchase the home of your dreams, right? So there are also closing costs. There's also a down payment that needs to be paid. There's also an earnest money deposit that needs to be made and other fees, okay? Your lender and your realtor can help you so that you can get those fees estimated. The earnest money deposit is very important. An earnest money deposit is as the buyer, it's the buyer's good faith effort to show the seller that they are interested in purchasing that property. So they're going to say, Mr. Seller, I want to purchase your property that is $350,000, and I am going to put down an earnest money deposit to show you how serious I am. Now, standard in this industry for earnest money deposits is 1% to 3%. So that means on a $350,000 property, you should be prepared to put down $3,500 as an earnest money deposit. Some sellers request more. Some sellers may say, you know what, I'm selling my house for $275,000, but I'm not accepting any offers unless the EMD is $5,000. And you have to be prepared, to either pay that if you want to make an offer on that home or look somewhere else. There are also cases where the seller may accept a lower EMD, but standard is 1% to 3%. So prepare yourself for that. Prepare your pocket for it. Prepare your budget for it when you're considering your home buying process. All right. So again, earnest money deposit is the buyer's good faith effort in showing the seller that they are serious about purchasing the property. It's typically industry standard is 1% to 3%. So for example, if you want to make an offer on a $350,000 property, then your EMD, a 1% EMD will be $3,500. Can you make a lower EMD? You can offer a lower EMD, but they may not accept it. They may accept it, they may not. I've had it go both ways. Okay. The other thing that as a buyer, you need to be prepared to pay for is if your offer is accepted by the seller, within 3 days, you have to pay that earnest money deposit. So you can't still be trying to figure out how you're getting the money. You can't be still trying to piece dollars together. You have to be totally prepared with that earnest money deposit that you agreed to pay to go ahead and pay it within 3 business days of them accepting your offer. So if they accept your offer today on a Wednesday, all right, then you need to be prepared to submit that earnest money deposit by Friday, okay? The other fee is an inspection fee. So when you purchase a home, you should always, always, always get an inspection. Most loans require an inspection on the home be completed. The inspection fee ranges depending on the square footage of the home. And we can easily get a quote for you. I have a few home inspection companies that I have worked with before, and I will be glad to refer you to one. It depends on the price of the home inspection depends on the square footage. It can be $250, it can be $350, it can be $650. So you need to be prepared to pay for the home inspection and get it done within about a week. Okay. I like to schedule that home inspection as soon as the offer gets accepted because there are contingency dates when you are purchasing a home and you have to get the inspection done and look at all of the repairs that the inspector highlighted in that inspection and consider if you want to request the seller to fix those things or not. You have to turn those in very quickly. So you need to be prepared to pay that. All right. And also the appraisal fee. Now, the appraisal fee works differently. It's paid differently depending on what kind of loan you have, but usually they're about $500 and up. And this appraisal is what assesses the value of the property, taking into consideration the neighborhood, local freeways, new additions in the neighborhood. Maybe a new movie theater was built, maybe a school was built, things like that. Special assessments. It assesses the value of the property. Okay. It's not a home inspection. They assess the value of the property, and if there are any structural repairs that are needed, they may note that in the appraisal, okay? So the appraisal document is what is going to tell you if the seller is selling their house for $350,000. The appraisal document is what is going to tell you if the appraiser also agrees that that home is worth $350,000. And what happens is the appraisal might come back less. It might come back at $325,000. And then you can ask the seller to lower the selling price. It may come back over. But it's really like kind of a good safety thing because it will tell you the true value of the home, what it's assessed at, so that you're not paying over. In some cases, you may get lucky and pay under. Okay, so that's an appraisal. Again, those generally cost about $500 or more. There are different ways. Depending on the loan you have, you may have to pay out of pocket. You may be able to pay at the end of the deal. It just kind of depends. But you need to have the appraisal fee, which generally starts at $500, the inspection fee, which can be about $300 and up, and your EMD ready to pay if your offer is accepted. Okay. Now, people always want to know, how long do you think it will take, for me to find a home? Or how many homes should I see before I know if this is it? And after purchasing a home myself and being a realtor for going on 4 years, I say as soon as you find a home that you like, that you love, that you can't stop thinking about, you put in an offer. You don't need to see 10 homes, you don't need to see 15 homes, you don't need to see 20 homes, 60 homes. No, because for one, after about 3 or 4 homes, all the homes start to look alike. You're not going to remember what every home looks like. Okay. Even the most diligent of my clients who bring a notepad, a clipboard, and take notes, they get confused after a few homes. Okay. The other thing is, again, while you're looking at homes, other people are too. I've literally taken clients to see a home on one day, and before we even finish seeing the rest of the homes that day, the home that they liked that we saw first or second is now in escrow because somebody made an offer and it got accepted while we were still out looking for homes on the same day. We've come back and the next day they wanted to make an offer on a home that we saw yesterday, the day before, right? And it's already in escrow. So time is of the essence in real estate. That's what we like to say as realtors. Time is of the essence. So you want to make sure that you put an offer in immediately when you are ready, when you know that this is the home for you, that you like the home. Okay. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and email me. I put my information in the chat box, right? My name is Keona Henderson. I am a realtor with Caldwell and Taylor Realty. My email is HendersonRealEstateTeam@gmail.com. And you can look on my website at HendersonRealEstateTeam.info. If you have any questions, just send me an email. If you found me on Instagram, or if you haven't found me on Instagram, my Instagram is Empowered Realtor or Henderson Real Estate Team. You can DM me any questions that you have. I will be doing more call-ins. And if you have any questions, just DM them. I'll either answer them in a call-in or I'll probably just answer you directly in the email or the DM. All right. I hope that I answered all of your questions today. Thank you so much for joining. And I look forward to talking with you on the next call-in. Thanks.